What up, though, y'all? I appreciate you connecting with me while I do my 10,000 steps today. I've made my way from one spot to another. We out here and getting these steps in. Let me move the camera over here a bit since the sun's over that way. But we stepping from one place to another. We gonna keep stepping and stepping some more. And for those of you who may be new, I'm hoping that you'll decide to subscribe to me. I'm trying to reach my 5,000 goal by the end of this year. Participate in that if you'd like. All support is very much appreciated. But let's get into the topic, man. I seen a video, because when I be out here, I be looking at different stuff, and some of it be like, oh, okay, well, that's not really that big of a deal. But some of it be like, what the hell, man? What am I talking about now? It's that, man, I seen a father. He came home to his daughter in the bed with her boyfriend. And, man, for those of you out there that got daughters, you already know. If you come home to a boy in bed with your daughter, you probably about to crash out. Y'all could be like, oh, no, I would handle it differently from him. Nah, no, you wouldn't. Now, the father didn't kill him, thankfully. The father didn't beat his ass, as many probably would have. But, the father, by his own admission, roughed him up, grabbed him up, and threw him out because the daughter is not supposed to have company in the house. The daughter is not supposed to have company in her room, and she especially ain't supposed to have company in her room with the door closed. So I don't think he was there. I think that's why she was in the house. So he may be allowed over the house when dad is home, but it looked like dad wasn't, and dude was in the house. I mean, you know the drill. We done all been there. Parents is gone. We expecting them not to be gone. I mean, we're expecting them to be gone for a while, not expecting them for a few hours. They at work or something like that. So, we're taking advantage of that window to do a few things that we probably shouldn't. We've all been there. Yeah, not just me. I'm not the only one that's been there. Y'all been there too. Don't even try to lie about it. But dad came home, caught him. He put hands on him, not beating his ass, but said he roughed him up and threw him out. The boy went home and told his mama. Now, honestly, that's where me and this young man differ, because ain't no way I would have went home and told my mama, man. Really, ain't no way. Like, bro, you got caught on some BS. You was where you wasn't supposed to be. And the dad didn't put his foot in your ass as many dads would have. You should have just took that L and kept it moving, brother. But no, you want to go home and tell your mama. And, the mama comes over. The mama's, being all, you put your hands on my son. You better not put your hands on my son, this and that. Honestly, I wonder if that boy's dad was around. Probably not. Because if he stayed with his dad and he came home, telling that story to his dad probably wouldn't have went to the dude's house. I mean, the dad probably would have communicated with him some sort of way. I mean, scratch that. The dad might have went to his house, but the dad would have been on totally different energy. The dad would have been a lot more calm and a lot more, just understanding of his plight, knowing that, hey, my son was somewhere he wasn't supposed to be, and you got a daughter. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, the dad probably would have went ahead and reached out, but he wouldn't have been on the same type of time that the mom was on. The mom is more caught up with defending her son than reprimanding him for what he did. She's like, she's holding the dad more accountable than her son. Now, the dad, okay, she could be like, oh, he didn't have no right to put no hands on her son. Your son is in his house, man. Really, your son is in his house, and he ain't supposed to be. So if he put his hands on your son to throw him out, I'm not a legal expert, but I do believe he is within his right to, at the very least, throw your son out physically. He don't have to tell your son to leave and your son decide, oh, I'm not going anywhere or something like that. Now, I don't think that's what the young man would have did, but I'm just saying, I don't believe that he has to wait for your son to decide he's going to leave on his own. He can go ahead and grab your son out and throw him out. And let's be for real here. There ain't a cop alive that would have came out there and would have sided with your son over the dad. Let's say a police were called. You know, you show up to the house. You want to call the police because he put his hands on your son. There ain't no cops that's going to come out there that's going to side with you and your son over the dad. Once the dad explains the circumstances that he caught your son in bed with his daughter and he ain't supposed to be there and he fully aware of it, there ain't no police about to side with them, man. So this just goes to show the differences between parenting styles of women and men. For some of these boys, the reason why they grow up the way that they do is because the father is absent and the mom babies them no matter what. Here you got a situation where the son is flat out in the wrong. Now, I'm not saying the daughter didn't play any part here. I'm just talking about the son has to be responsible and accountable for his damn actions. You have a situation where the son is in the wrong. He's not supposed to be there. He's aware of the fact that he's not supposed to be there. But guess what? He's there anyway. The dad comes home unexpectedly, catches the son in there. He throws him out. He runs home and tells his mama about it, which to me is crazy. I never would have went home telling my mama about something like that. If I was in that situation, and I've been in some situations where parents came home. Hey, like for real. I've been in some situations where parents came home, y'all. And I never would have went home and told my mama. I never did go home and tell my mama. Now, nobody put hands on me because your boy's a runner. So they couldn't catch up to me to put hands on me. But still, even if somebody would have managed to get some hands on me, I wouldn't have been... No, that's something that I wouldn't have told nobody about that but my homies. Like, man, yeah, her mama came home, her dad came home, I got up out of there. I would not have went telling my mom, but he went telling his mom, framing it like he a victim in the whole situation. And mom shows up there, she got the camera rolling, because it's not the dad who was recording this, mind you. I should have mentioned that earlier. It's not the mom, it's not the dad of the daughter who has the camera rolling. It's one of the mom's friend, because the mom came with multiple people. And just the way she was talking to him and stuff, it did feel quite a bit like the fact that she was just trying to show out for the fact that the camera was rolling and they was going to turn this into a TikTok video. The TikTok, I think, was like 4 parts long, something like that. So, I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like the mom wasn't showing out in front of the camera. She absolutely was showing out in front of the cameras. Why take a camera to that anyway? Your son was in the situation that he was in. He had no business being where he was. You going to speak to the father, on behalf of your son to tell him, keep his hands off your son, this and that. Why do you got to take, your phone out for that? I don't know. But the dad, he maintained frame. He stayed cool. Ultimately, he was like, we about to close the door. And, if he's in my house, you're going to have more problems than just me throwing him out. And things really got dicey from there, and that's where the video ends. The son was trying to, push his way into the house or whatever because he felt like he threatened his mom. The son trying to put... Another shortcoming of a boy being raised by a woman. Getting emotional over nothing. It's too easy to trigger these young boys. And you know why? I think I understand the psychology behind it. These boys, when they're raised by women, they don't understand how to control their emotions. They don't understand the value of stoicism. They react emotionally to everything because they've grown up watching their mom, who's a woman, who reacts emotionally to everything. So they adopt that way of thinking, that way of being. They adopt that behavior. And a boy/man who is emotional and has no self-control is very dangerous. That's why boys raised in single-parent homes usually end up with the worst possible outcomes because there's no man there to teach them how to move. You can't be all emotional and stuff, running off at the mouth and just acting without thinking about consequences when you a man. You cannot do that. Women can get away with that a bit more. Women shouldn't move that way, but women are always going to be more sympathetic when it comes to the eyes of the law. They just naturally are going to get that. But men never benefit from that. They are never going to feel sorry for you because you're a man. They're never going to judge you lighter because you're a man. You're always going to get graded more harshly by simply being a man. So with full knowledge of that, you got to understand that as a man, you just got to move a different way. The dad, being the dad, understood that, and that's why he moved the way that he did. The woman was trying to be real disrespectful, which I found to be a lot of nerve. You being real disrespectful for this man, and he found your son in his house. I mean, how crazy is that? But she being real disrespectful, as I believe, just because she got the cameras rolling, and he just maintained frame, and he didn't react, any sort of way. Because the thing is, if he becomes violent, then the story now becomes about how he reacted to them showing up at his house than the situation of her son. You see how silly that is? If he reacts, this is why it's so important for men to control themselves, control their emotions, because when someone is trying to get ugly out of you and you give it to them, you now become the focus. You now become the story. In an instant, if he does something, to the boy's disrespectful mom and her peanut gallery that she brought, with her to talk smack and be disrespectful to him as well. If he reacts in violence, the story now becomes about how he reacted to their disrespect rather than they're there knocking on his door because he threw her stupid son out. The nerve of your peanut head son being up in my place and then running back to you like a victim because I threw him the hell out. That's why I said, if it's a dad at home, this will be a completely different thing. The dad's not going to make excuses for the son. What the hell was you doing in this house? The dad might reach out to him and talk to him, but he's not going over there just trying to be disrespectful off rip. If anything, he's going to be apologetic. Like, listen, he had no business being here. I apologize for this. It's just different, man. It's always different when there's a dad at home versus not a dad being at home. So I'm going to leave it there. I appreciate y'all connecting with me. I'm going to get to stepping some more. Thumbs up this video. Leave me them comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.